Hello there, kids. It's story time with E Me Uni. He's so excited. He's been telling me all about it. But before I can take you into Magic Land, we've got to go and visit Grandfather Wisdom. You see, he knows the 3 magic words, and he's going to share them with us. And the oracle will open her door, and we'll be able to walk through and go and find Emi. Let's go.
Hello, Tia. Is it story time already? I have heard from E Me Uni. He's so excited. There's a lovely story that he knows you're going to share today. Now, do you remember the 3 magic words? E Me Love. That's it. I am love. And there's the beautiful oracle. She heard you, you know, and now her doors are ready to open. So go on, take the children with you. We'll see you soon.
I'll see you on the other side. Our friend Emi Uni is waiting for us. We did it. We're here in Magic Land. I'm now the fairy wishmaker. The oracle was so kind. She put me right where I needed to be. Let's go and find your friend Emi Uni. It's time for a story.
Miss Tia, you look like the fairy wishmaker. You look gorgeous. Grandfather Wisdom told me you're coming to tell us a fantastic story. You've got my friends with you, and I bet they're ready for the story just like I am. I've been excited all day long, and now it's time.
You are so lovely. Yes, I walked through the oracle, and look, I became the fairy wishmaker, and I'm so excited to tell you and your friends all about the story. So, are you ready? I think it's time. Let's jump into the story. Come on, let's go. So today, our story is all about a little girl and her 5 magic stones. One day, a little girl who loved where she lived. She loved the sky, she loved the clouds, and she loved to play with her friends in the park, went to say goodbye. She told her friends that her daddy had got a new job and that they had to move away, which meant she would be moving schools and she would be moving house, and of course she would be moving away from her friends. And she was very sad. They bought a beautiful new home, and she liked it, but it wasn't the same. You see, she loved the clouds where her other house was, and although these clouds were nice, they just didn't feel quite the same. Her mummy enrolled her into the new school. The new school seemed nice, and she really tried to feel happy. When she got home from school on the first day, her mummy asked her how it was. And she said, yes, it was nice, but her mummy knew that she wasn't really meaning it. So that night, when her little girl went to bed, her mummy remembered what her mummy had done for her when they moved. And they moved quite a lot of times. She remembered about the 5 magic stones and how her mummy painted and gave them to her to take to school. And that's how she met all of her new best friends. In the morning, when her little girl came down for breakfast, there, to her amazement, were the 5 magic stones. Her mummy explained that when she went to school today, if she met someone who was sad, she was to give them one of the stones. One of them was for her, so she had 4 to give away, and that her little stone she was to keep in her pocket. When the little girl got to school, it wasn't long before she met a little boy who looked very sad. They'd just finished one of their classes, and she went up to him and said, "Why are you so sad? What's the matter?" He explained to her that his grandfather wasn't well. He'd fallen down, hurt himself, and that his mum and dad were taking him to the hospital, and that he was really upset. He really loved his grandfather. He was his best friend. So the little girl gave him a stone and said, "Keep this in your pocket. Hold on to it. It's full of magic. I bet your grandfather will be better before you know it." In the afternoon, in the science lesson, the little girl met a little girl who was crying. She went up to her and said, "Why are you crying?" And the little girl explained that her dog had gone over the rainbow bridge, and she was really sad. Well, the little girl took out the second magic stone and gave it to her and said, "Put this in your pocket. It's a magic stone, and I know something magical is going to happen for you. I just know it." The next day in recess, she was outside playing when she bumped into a little boy who looked very sad and said to him, "What's the matter?" He told her he was a new kid of the class and he was very sad because he had to leave all of his friends behind. She said, "Don't you worry, I've got the answer." And out came the magic stone. She handed it to him and said, "I know, the answer is, will you be my friend?" He was so amazed. "Do you mean it right now?" She said, "Yes, this is a magic stone, and right now I'm also new in the school and I want a new friend too." He was so happy, and together they played for the rest of the afternoon. The next day, the little girl went back to school, and to her amazement, the little boy came running up and said, "It worked, it worked, the magic worked. My dream came true. My grandfather is better. He's going to be able to take me fishing. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Will you be my friend?" And of course the little girl said, "Of course I will." And she went off with a skip in her foot. She'd made a new friend. Well, that afternoon, she bumped into the little girl who the other day was crying. And the little girl said to her, "It worked, it worked. The magic stone worked. My doggy over the rainbow bridge is bringing me a new dog to love. You're amazing. Will you be my new friend?" And of course, the little girl had a huge smile on her face and said, "Yes, of course I will." The next day, she was in her classroom and left and forgot her pencil case. So she went running back and found her teacher crying. "What's the matter?" she said. "Don't be sad." The teacher explained that she had lost a ring that belonged to her mum and it was very dear to her and she was really upset. She'd looked everywhere. Well, the little girl said, "Don't you worry. I've got a magic stone for you. I bet if you put it in your pocket, your ring will turn up." And she gave her the magic stone, which actually was the last one. It wasn't long before the little girl had 4 beautiful friends. 3 of them were her friends from school, and 1 of them was her science teacher, who found her ring. And do you know what they did? They called her into the classroom because each one of them wanted to give her a gift to say thank you for being so kind and so thoughtful. You see, just because she believed in the magic and because her mummy was wise and knew exactly what to do, the little girl soon loved her new school, loved her new friends, loved her teachers. And you know what? She got to love the clouds in the sky as well.
Miss Tia, I love that story. Her mummy's so clever. Making the 5 magic stones and giving her one, and then finding 4 new friends, and each one of them having the magic stones. I love that. I'm going to make magic stones for my friends, so when one of them's sad, I can give it to them.
I agree with you, E Me Uni. You know, her mummy is so clever, and it's so amazing. When you believe in magic and you bring out something and share it with someone else, you create a huge amount of magic. And that's what the little girl did. Just by going into your heart and sharing the magic with someone else, you help them believe in magic too. And that's the end of the story for today. It's time for me to go back now, but I'll be back another day with a wonderful story for you. Bye for now.
Well, Tia, it looks like you had an amazing adventure. We know that you had a wonderful story to share. Did the children love it? Go on, tell us. We couldn't wait for you to come back and share everything.
We had so much fun. And yes, we did have fun today. E Me Uni, He's so cheeky, but that's why we love him, just the way he is. And the story, well, we got to understand that even when we go through change with 4 magic stones in our pocket, we will definitely find new friends. That's what happened in our story today. This little girl's mummy made her 5 magic stones, 1 for her and 4 for 4 new people that she was going to meet. And she did. Grandfather Wisdom, it was amazing. And we had so much fun, but I'm quite tired now. So I think it's time to say goodbye to the children, and we will be back for storytelling another day. Bye, kids.
Goodbye, Tia, and goodbye, friends. We'll see you again next time.
Goodbye, Grandfather Wisdom. Goodbye, Miss Tia. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you also, all of you, again soon for our next adventure.